What's going on, and welcome to my studio. My name is XD. One thing I rarely hear music producers talk about is how to make your desk setup look aesthetically pleasing and really look nice. Because if you go on Instagram and if you go on YouTube, a lot of people make content, about aesthetic and how your desk is supposed to look like and all of that. And for me personally, I've been super interested in that. That's why my desk setup is set up like this. So I'm just gonna give you a few tips that can help you with your own setup to help you make it aesthetically pleasing, because I feel like if your setup looks nice and it looks nice and inviting, I feel like the vibes just go well together. And I'm just gonna share with you the things that I always keep in mind with my setup to help me keep a certain aesthetic and keep everything nice and funky, looking nice and good, you know what I mean? So the first thing that I want to tell you is keeping a few things on your desk. So as a music producer, or if you're into productivity, or if you're just working on your desk setup, I feel like when you have a few things, it's easier to manage. Like for me, I know I have a lot of stuff because I'm a musician, so I have so much. I have a keyboard here, I have a mouse, I have an audio interface, I have even this mic that's recording, I have speakers, I have so many things. But then I have also unnecessary things. I have a camera here, and I also just have books here, so it adds a lot of other clutter that is unnecessary on your setup. So it's a good idea to keep a few things on your desk as possible, because it's easier to manage. Because the more you add to your setup, the harder it's gonna be for you to manage everything and to make it look aesthetically pleasing. Like, I'm sure you've watched like aesthetic videos online. You see that most of their setups, they are so neat because it's so minimal. There's not a lot on the desk. So that's one way that I just look at it, and I'm just like, you know what, do I really need anything that's on the immediate vicinity of my desk right now? If I don't, then I put it away. I put it in storage, or I just put it somewhere else, so I make sure that it's not around here. So that's the first thing you want to do. So just assess your situation and your desk and make sure that is what I have on my desk something that I use on a consistent basis, or do I use it now? It's not a problem that you might actually want to keep some stuff stored away, and then when you want to use them, you go and get them and then bring them to your desk like that, and then you use it and then you take it back. That's why it's also a good idea maybe to have shelves, which is something that I also want to add to my setup as well. I also want to add shelves so that I can put stuff in shelves, or even have drawers under the desk. So that's something like that. So making sure that you have less stuff on your setup on your desk is a good way to keep everything nice and aesthetic. Okay, the next thing that is super hard for a lot of people, that has a lot of videos on YouTube as well, is cable management. Cable management is everything, because everything is tethered to a cable. This mic is tethered to a cable. There's so many cables that are on this computer right now. This audio interface is connected with cables. Speakers are connected. Everything is all cabled. Like this monitor is cabled, but cables are a problem when it comes to your desk setup. I'm also still working on that myself, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really good at cable management, but I try my best. Like if you look at everything as is right now, right here, you can see that. You can see a little bit of a clutter of some cables here. I have a cable that's going back here for this keyboard. So I just try and find clever ways and nice aesthetic ways where I can have my cables running so that it doesn't look ugly. Because if you just have cables that are tangled and everywhere like that, it looks ugly. It doesn't look nice. It just looks like a mess, and cables can easily look like a mess. That's why a lot of people share cable management videos on YouTube, and it's something that I'm working on. I think it's something that I also need to work on and invest into, buying like cable ties and cable pins that can help me with my cable stuff as well. But making sure that you use maybe stuff that is wireless is also a good idea. Like you see, this mouse is wireless, so that's one less cable on the setup that I can use. And of course, this laptop does have these cables coming into, because I have to connect it to all these other things. But I can also just use this laptop without it being connected to everything else, which I wish that some of these devices could be able to connect to this laptop wirelessly, like maybe through Bluetooth. So maybe if you're looking into using like maybe Bluetooth speakers or something like that, that's also a good idea. But I have to connect everything via cable, so that's why I have this hub right here, or this port where I connect everything. Always work on your cable management and find ways that are creative to keep everything neat by sorting out your cable management. The last thing is colors. Color is everything, right? So colors is everything, depending with what kind of colors are your favorite. For me, a lot of people have always been fascinated by my desk. They always ask me like, yo, where did you get your desk? Where did you get this? So what I like, for me, I like to keep my desk setup clean, and you know, make sure that the colors are, you know, a certain aesthetic of color. So you can see my desk is white. I have also like a white keyboard that you can see right here, which has kind of like some wood accents. That's why I actually chose this keyboard, because I like that, because it's all white and then it also has some wood accents here, which is another color that I also have on top here. When I have this shelf here, it also has this wood accent here, so it's going with this white and wood accent colors going on. Another color you cannot avoid that you just have to keep in mind is the blacks, right? Because this monitor has a black face, but it also has this silver color right here, so it contrasts nicely with the wooden texture that it's sitting on. And then these speakers are also black, but I also thought about getting the white version of these speakers, which is like just an all white version, but I couldn't get them here in South Africa. I could only get the black version with the white cone, so that's why I was really into getting these speakers, because for me, they're aesthetically pleasing on my desk, and I was like, yo, they look really good. And when it comes to everything else, you know, you can work on it, because some things you cannot compromise when it comes to colors. Like this audio interface only comes in black. There's nothing I can do about that. This mouse, I'm not sure if it has different colors. If it does, let me know down below, but I think it only comes in just the one color, so that's what it is. And then I also have a mouse pad, which is just which has the green, which is something that if I feel like I don't need, then I can just remove it and just put it away. And you know, and I can just keep the mouse as is, and then it just stays there, and then you know, it adds to the aesthetic, and then the colors just work well. So color is something that you want to do depending with what color you want to go with, like what color scheme. So if you're someone who just likes like the blacks and the whites, or if you like a purple, or if you like the reds, or if you like the greens, or if you like the blues, but color adds aesthetic. Like I know for women, like I know my wife loves the pink stuff or the purple stuff, or you know, feminine colors. So those are the colors that she likes for her aesthetic. Like this laptop is hers, so that's why she chose this color of when it comes to a laptop, which is something that adds to the aesthetic. You know, color, everything has to be a certain color. Like this laptop is this color, and she was telling me that she also wants to add peripherals that are also that also match with this color here, which is like pink stuff, or you know, gold, or like rose gold and things like that. So think about the colors of everything that you're gonna add to your setup. If you work in a nice and aesthetic and inspiring place, it makes sure that, you know, you work well, you work easy, you're inspired, and your productivity goes up like 100%, and you work well. Let me know down below if you have any more tips you want to add to this video. Another thing you can also tell me is, does aesthetic really matter to you, or it's something that you don't really care about? Because I know some people just don't care about it. Like, you know, does it matter that everything looks neat in front of you, or you're just someone who just is like, nah, I don't really care, bro. As long as everything is working, then it's all good. I just do whatever I need to do. But let me know down below what you feel about that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm X, and I'm out. Peace.